Hello, my name is Chase Udell. I am a part of the technology department at Student Express, and today I'm going to be showing you the introduction and the basics to Photoshop and graphic design. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, a software or app that I would suggest getting in place of it is Photopea. It has the exact same thing, and it's pretty simple to use. Now, let's get started. We have new file and open. Open will bring up everything you have. Now, open will bring you straight to an image. Now, if you don't want this image and you want it to be a background. Now, it is a background right now. If you want it to be a layer, select this block. Click it and it'll become a layer. Now, new file. And we have photo, print, film, and video. These three we do not have to worry about right now. In film and video, this is going to show you basically what you'd use for a YouTube thumbnail. Basically what you'd use for YouTube. Like if you want to make any kind of thumbnail or not really a poster. Poster would be more photo. Print is your letter and legal. These are your normal printer paper. Now, our default Photoshop size. Now you can name it whatever you want. I don't really mind right now. This is just a basic. Now, we have orientation here. Now, this is landscape and this is portrait. You can choose whatever you want. For this, I'll be choosing portrait. Now, we have width and our height. This matches and they flip-flop with each other when we select. Inches is going to be your main width and height unit. So, now everything else will be fine except your background contents. Change that to transparent as every single time. You never want it to be white, black, or custom. Keep it as transparent. Now, here we go. Now, if we go into file up here, I'll be going over most of these. The more of the important ones, which will be like help, windows, plugins. I'm not going to go over view because I'll be showing you and telling you about some of these. Filter, we'll be going over filter later. Select, you won't need to know anything about select yet. We'll be going over that in another unit. Type, no need to go into this at all. And then we'll mainly be going over layer, image, edit, and file. Now in file, we have new and open. These two, now new is going to bring you to your template. This was just to make like any kind of new one you want to make. Now, pretty simple then. Now, file, open. We already have our open. Now let's say, shoot, I wanted this as a background layer. Now we already unlocked it. That's your first step. Now grab your image and bring it up to that spot. Your template, and you can size it to whatever you like. Now once you have that, press enter and you'll unblur it. Now we can get rid of this and we're done with that, basically. Now, file. You won't have to use any of these but you will use save as. Now, save as is how you save your Photoshop document, your PSD. Now, this is how you save it, and it will always stay in that menu that we were at the start. Now, if you want to print it out or you need to turn it in, never turn it in as a PSD. Export it and quick export as PNG. Always do a PNG whenever you're trying to export your Photoshop. Do a PSD and a PNG, but never do just like one of them. Now in file, all this other stuff is not as important as place embedded. This is how you bring in another image, like a book. Now, we'll be keeping this here to show these tools on the side. Alright, now edit. Now in edit over here, we have cut, copy, paste. Everyone knows what those do. Cut is basically a delete. Copy, you're copying an image. Paste will let you paste that image you copy. Basic stuff. Now fill is not really important right now, but if you want to use fill, just select your image, go to fill, and you can do like whatever you want. Like background color. You can do that and then like okay, and now you have a black background. Wow. So stroke, do not worry about stroke at all. We won't have to use that. Now these three right here, content aware, generate a fill, and generate image. These are your AI. Now the only reason you would use this is if you needed to get rid of a watermark, or you wanted to get rid of like people in your image, anyone in the background. You can generate fill and it will make its own background. We'll be going over that later though, in another unit. Free transform is also similar to your movement. Transform, we'll be going over this also in another unit, especially everything else here is not going to be as important right now. Now moving on to image. None of this really is important. You have your duplicate, but you can just do that like copy paste. That's duplicate. Image rotation, you won't use this as much. You won't really use any of this that much. You might use image rotation if you want to like move something randomly, like 90 degrees clock. You won't really use that as much right now, but maybe you do. Lastly, layer. Now in all of these, we have, as you can see, it says new layer or new background from layer. You will not have to use that soon once I show the shortcut for it. Now, quick export as PNG. You can do that. New fill layer. You won't really have to use any of these. The two important of all of these is going to be layer mask and vector mask. They are two different things, and you do not want one of them over the other. The vector mask, you do not want this. The layer mask, I'll show that in a second. You do want this for certain things, but never try and get a vector mask. It'll screw you over. Now that we have all that, we can move on. And before I go over all this, we'll be going over this side of it. Now, over here we have this tool right here. This is a new layer. This is how you make a new blank layer. Now, you do layer, but if you ever do need one, just as a blank slate, or you need like, I don't know, you need a color, just like this box of color, use that. Now, this is a group. If you ever want to, like, let's say you have too much here right now, I don't, but like, move that in there, and we have all that. Now they're all hidden away right now. If you want to take them out, bring it down like that. You can just bring them out, or you can bring them out like this, and then you're done. Then you can delete your group and whatnot. Now, moving on to the side over here, we have a lot of tools, and I'll be covering the more practical ones that you're going to use instead of the ones that you will never really use, but you can still just dabble with them if I don't tell you. So firstly, up at the top, we have our move tool. This is how you move your images around. After that, we have our rectangular marquee tool and our elliptical marquee tool. You're not going to use these as much, but you might use the rectangular marquee tool out of the bunch. This will have its own unit and have a lot to do with the marquee tool. So we'll be going more into depth with that when that unit comes. The lasso tool is going to be your main tool in this group right here. You might use the polygonal tool, but the lasso tool will help you grab, and it'll let you select whatever you want. Now, if you want to get rid of a selection without pressing this, press Ctrl D. That will be your shortcut. Your shortcuts for the move tool is V, Ctrl V, or not really, you can just press V, M for the marquee tool, L for the lasso tool. Now, the next one we have object selection tool and quick selection tool and the magic wand tool. You're never going to use the magic wand tool. You're going to use the object selection tool and the quick selection tool. Your shortcut is W for this. These are going to find an image and select it as best as it can. Now back over into this bottom area, we have this, the little square with the circle in the middle. That is your layer mask. When you press that, it will mask it, and that background that you used to have on it, or anything you wanted to get rid of, will be gone, and whatever you selected will be saved. Now, you can also do this with your object selection tool. This you can just like, oh, if I want the top of it, I can do that. But now, see, I press my layer mask. Now, why don't I have that? You now have a vector map. This will not help you at all. You never want this. You get rid of it, grab it, and bring it down to this trash can. Now, to continue on, you're not really going to use any of these, but the brush tool, yes, this is an absolutely that you're going to need. The brush tool is how you would, now I have it selected as white down here. These white and black are your two main colors for the brush. White, as you can see, if I start moving down, you can start seeing like a shadow from the book. Now, why do I have that? Because the white and the brush tool, your shortcut is B, by the way, for the brush tool. Now, if I want to switch it and erase what I had, like if I want to get rid of this whole, what you do, press X, and you'll see on the bottom here, your black and white switch place. But, alright, so now I can start erasing this. But oh, it's taking too long. I need to increase the size of my brush. So, on your keyboard, there's an open bracket and a close bracket. The open bracket will decrease the size of your brush. Close bracket, sorry, will increase the size of your brush, and it will help you erase it. Now, we're done with our book now. So now that we've finished with that, our next thing is the stamp tool. I'm not going to go into detail about this yet because we'll use this later. Now everything else, not really going to have to use that much. You might use your text tool, shortcut T, or your dodge, burn, and smudge tool, which is a shortcut of O. Everything else you're not really going to use. You might use your rectangle tool, which shortcut U. This will just let you create a rectangle, and this will color to any size. Now, after that, we don't really have anything else here right now. Your hand tool is just like free if you want to move around anywhere. So that is where we're going to end it today. So now you know most of your tools that you will need to use mainly for Photoshop, how to place new images, how to mask, the difference between a layer mask, a vector mask, and the difference between a PSD, a PNG, and all the different kinds of templates. And with that, I hope you've learned something new about Photoshop, and I wish you all a good day.